You again? Thought I told you to stay off my property. Come on now. Get out of here. Go on. Damn bear's gonna get his butt shot off one of these days, huh, T? You're late.
Only 3 minutes. How you doing?
Fine, BJ.
You, look like you're raring to go.
I'm always raring to go. You ready?
Yep.
Let's go. Show off. You are show off. Okay.
Come on. Come on. You can do it. Get it up. That's it. Hey, it's all right. You're getting there.
Play. It's so weird. I never used to like country music before.
Well, there's a sure sign of loneliness.
What are you talking about? I can access thousands of people with just a few keystrokes.
Whatever happened to human contact?
Overrated.
Well, I've got my little plane all gassed and ready to go anywhere you want.
You and your toys.
This is no toy. It's the top of the line. And
You know, the truth is, I am just not into flying.
Kate, we've been training for what, close to a year now? And I have yet to see you leave your property.
Have everything I need right here.
Are you still self-conscious about the chair?
You know what it is? I've just become a hermit. There's nothing wrong with being a hermit. Look at J.D. Salinger.
J.D.
Oh, wait,
Salinger.
by the way, I have a present for you. Open it up. Look inside.
To BJ, my trainer. The day will come when I beat you around the track. Maybe sooner than you think. Love, Kate.
Your very own advance copy.
I'm honored. Is it as scary as the last one?
Read it and tell me.
Hello? Is it working? We on? Oh, there you are.
Morning, Gloria.
Now, I just want you to know that I'm finally having that access ramp put into the house, so there's no excuse for you not to come and visit.
Well, that's the beauty of video conferencing. It's like being there. We'll see.
So, the reviews are fabulous. A major network has made a preemptive bid for the movie rights. You'll be on the Book Week's summer reading list. The Gargoyle fan club has now reached 50,000 members.
Now that's scary.
You wouldn't believe the response we've been getting about you killing off Byron Garr. I warned you, though. I begged you not to do it, didn't I?
He was a villain. At some point, you have to kill a villain.
So, resurrect him. Look, Kate, I won't even pretend to know what you've gone through. But this is the kind of story our beloved media thrive on. Famed author overcomes personal tragedies, makes sensational comeback.
I don't want it to look like I'm chasing publicity.
Then we can limit it to 4 publications. That's all. You won't even have to leave home. It can all be done by video conference.
All right.
This is going to be good for you, Kate.
Yeah. I'll be in touch.
Hard, okay. Well, Kate, it's your birthday, and I won't say which one. Well, at least people care about you. I care about you, and, no. What I wanted to say was, I just hope we're around for a lot more birthdays. And
Miss Sanders, prior to your career as a novelist, you were a reporter for the Miami Journal.
Somehow I ended up covering serial murder cases. Interviewed just about every homicide detective in South Florida, not to mention a few killers. It was intense. I got hooked.
You started out as a journalist, but now you've jumped from journalism to fiction.
My head was filled with these horrific images. Things I saw, things I heard. It seemed like the best way to get all of that out of my system was to write about it. Turn it into a novel.
Gargoyle, your first book, receives great critical acclaim, becomes an instant bestseller, then the copycat murders.
Yes, that was devastating.
Hello, Miss Sanders. I'm Adam Slade.
You're supposed to be David Hirsch.
I know. David had to bow out. He had a death in the family. My producers made a deal with his editors, so you got me.
I'm familiar with your news magazine. Nothing was said about television.
Yeah, okay, but hear my pitch, and then if you turn me down, there'll be no hard feelings. See, I want to do a profile on you, which would include an on-camera interview.
You should talk to my agent.
Okay, but Miss Sanders, our program reaches 100 times more people than the highest circulation periodical, and you have a very important story to tell.
I told my story. It's called Gargoyle.
I mean the story of your recovery, both as a crime victim and as a person who suffered a disabling injury. You're a survivor, right? You've been through hell, but you've managed to get control of your life. Now, there's hundreds of thousands of disabled people who want to hear this story, who need to hear this story. It'll also provide you with a platform to answer your critics, you know, especially the ones who've been attacking your book. I'll let you set all the ground rules.
Would you give me a number where I can reach you?
I'll enclose my home, office, fax, cellular, and pager numbers along with my reel, and I'll send it to you overnight.
Fine.
You know, professional consideration aside, you are someone I'd really like to meet.
Just send it all to my agent.
So, this is my last day.
Oh no. How am I gonna manage without you?
We've got plenty of office supplies, 2 weeks worth of groceries, and I think you'll like those new t-shirts.
No, I know. It's not that. It's just I'm gonna miss you.
You've helped me so much. If it weren't for you, I probably wouldn't be going back to college.
Well, you better write.
Believe me, I'll be emailing you every day.
Good. That's just fine with me. Oh, let's go see this guy. Come on. Come on, boy. Good boy. Camel heel. Adam Slade. Jenny Brooks.
Hi. I'm a fan of your show.
Oh, thank you.
I've got to get going. Bye, Kate.
Bye, Jenny. If you need anything at all, you give me a call, okay? She's my personal assistant. Real sweetheart, but she's off to school in Pullman.
Well, you're even more attractive in person.
Oh, yeah? I always thought I came across better digitally.
That's my assistant. He'll be running the camera and the sound, since you'd only allow me one crew person. This is magnificent. Actually, I'd love to get a shot out here. Do you mind?
No. No, go ahead.
You grow your own vegetables?
I used to be addicted to cheeseburgers. Now it's organically grown squash and tomatoes.
It's a nifty little security system.
Mm-hmm. Covers everything from my front door to my front gate.
You've come a long way. There must be a lot of satisfaction in that.
Yes, there is.
Do you ever feel bitter?
About?
The incident, the thing that put you in the chair. Do you ever regret having written the first book?
I wrote about a serial killer because he interested me.
Some would say that writing about such evil could actually create it.
Fiction mirrors human behavior. It doesn't cause it.
So you would reject the idea that violence in books and movies contributes to violence in real life?
Who knows what incites a person to cross that line? It's never a single cause.
But surely books that glorify serial killers.
My books don't glorify serial killers. I examine them. Big difference.
What about Mitchell Dean Tyler? The man who was obsessed with your fictional killer.
Excuse me, I didn't realize we were going to be discussing this.
He brutally murdered 3 women, and he claims to have been inspired by your book.
That's what he claimed.
Well, with the sequel about to be published, aren't you worried it might happen again?
I wrote this book because I needed to resolve the fate of Byron Garr.
You killed him.
Yes, I did. And it's allowed me to finally get him out of my life.
Is there anyone special in your life?
Not at the moment.
Weren't you involved with someone at the time of the incident, an FBI agent?
You know, this isn't an area I want to get into. Could we move on to something else?
Sorry. It's my job to pry.
That is your best time by .42.
Yes. When we first started, I was 20 seconds behind you.
More like 25. You never told me how your interview went.
I hated every second of it. Other than that, it was fine.
When's it gonna be on?
Tonight.
New book coming out, big TV interview. You're pretty hot stuff.
Oh, yeah, real hot. Can't wait till it's all over.
Is there anyone special in your life?
Not at the moment.
Weren't you involved with someone at the time of the incident, an FBI agent?
You know, this isn't an area I want to get into. Could we move on to something else?
Sorry. It's my job to pry. And so,
Yeah, of course you had to leave that in, right?
Sanders is on the brink of a professional and personal comeback. She still wrestles with the demons that changed the course of her life. But for now, at least, it appears she's gotten the upper hand. This is Adam Slade for Newsbreakers.
Is she still a recluse?
Well, she's very active electronically. She corresponds with people all over via the internet, but otherwise she seems to prefer her solitude.
Well, she seemed a little lonely to me.
Oh, yeah. Right, like you know.
Thank you, Adam.
That's exactly why I don't do interviews.
Now for a preview of what
Yeah.
you next.
Hello, Kate. Can you translate Latin?
Who are you?
Call the police in Montgomery, Alabama. Send them to 176 Parker Street, Unit A. Then you will know.
What kind of game?
Also contact the police in Miami. Ask about Monica Grayson.
Who is Monica Grayson?
I covered myself with her blood. And because you created me, her blood also covers you. You brought me into this world. You are responsible.
Montgomery Police Department.
I need to speak to a detective, please.
Transferring.
This is Detective Whitley.
Hello, I'm Caitlin Sanders. I'm calling from my home in Washington State.
Caitlin Sanders. Why does that sound familiar?
I'm a writer.
You're that Caitlin Sanders?
Yes, listen, I got this message over the internet. It's probably some crank.
Over the what?
The internet. It's a computer network, kind of like the phone system, only it's done through computers. Anyway, this message implied that a crime might have been committed.
Uh-huh. What kind of crime?
I don't know. The message mentioned something about blood. Maybe you could check out the address to be sure.
What is it?
176 Parker Street, Unit A. I'm at 206-555-3674.
Okay, I'll get back to you.
Miami Police, how can I help you?
Hi, I'm Caitlin Sanders, the writer.
Yeah, so?
Well, I have a question. Does the name Monica Grayson mean anything to you?
If it's the same Monica Grayson I'm thinking of, she was murdered 2 days ago.
Hello?
Caitlin Sanders?
Yes.
This is Detective Whitley. I'm calling from that location on Parker Street. Looks like we got a homicide here.
Did the killer write something in the victim's blood?
Yes?
Was it Sika? S-I-C-A.
What the hell's it mean?
It's Latin for dagger.
Run that by me one more time.
It's his signature. The gargoyle always leaves behind a dagger symbol drawn in his victim's blood.
Kate, I hate to admit it, but I might be the only person who hasn't read your book.
The gargoyle story goes back to the Middle Ages. There was a series of brutal murders in northern France. It was so brutal the townspeople didn't believe the killer was human. The investigation led to a woodsman named Gargouille. He confessed to over 30 murders. He became the world's first documented serial killer. My character, Byron Garr, believes he's Gargouille's modern-day descendant.
What's with the dagger?
The killer mutilated his victims with a homemade dagger.
I guess not much has changed, has it? I'm going to assign a couple deputies to keep an eye out. You never can tell with these nutcases. Oh, I almost forgot. The FBI called. They're insisting on sending an agent.
Who?
Oh, I guess an expert in this serial stuff.
is it?
Special Agent Clay, Federal Bureau of Investigation. Miss Sanders?
He won't bite. Just don't make any sudden moves.
Right. Nice doggy.
Ti amo. It's okay. ID? Okay. Thanks. You see, 3 lines of defense. Security system, my attack dog, and my trusty 12 gauge. I was just giving the sheriff a demonstration.
Sheriff?
Dwayne Jackson.
Special Agent Clay.
Does it say special agent on your birth certificate?
No, it says Luther.
Luther. Well, welcome to the Pacific Northwest, Luther. Now, can I, get you some coffee, cranberry juice?
Cranberry juice would be nice, thanks.
Dwayne?
Please.
Interesting juxtaposition.
Excuse me?
Juxtaposition. A rustic log cabin in the middle of the wilderness, and inside you have all this sophisticated communications technology. That's real interesting.
So, Luther, where we at?
Well, we traced the call to the victim's residence in Montgomery. He accessed the internet from a phone line inside her home. She didn't own a computer, so he must have brought one with him.
And you ran that MO through your computers in Quantico?
Yeah. Doesn't match any of the crime data that we could find. He logged on as Ryan Borg.
Probably not his real name.
It's an anagram. He took the letters from Byron Garr and rearranged them.
I know what an anagram is.
We're working closely with the police in Miami and Montgomery. And of course, we'll be staking out this location as well.
What do you mean, staking out?
We need at least one agent on site.
You mean you?
For now. Then we'll see how the situation develops.
Let's get something straight right now. I will not allow my life to be overrun by a swarm of FBI agents. I have work to do, and I'm very capable of defending myself. Excuse me, did I say something funny?
No, it's just that John Grady warned me about you. Our objective is to locate the offender and make an arrest. Otherwise, we'll try our very best to stay out of your way. Thank you.
That's tart.
So I like it. Here you go, Dwayne.
This is a video fax. Transmits and receives video footage over the phone lines. We should be receiving video footage from Miami PD any minute now.
Used to be, we were happy just to get a decent phone line outside the county.
All right, let's take a look, Dwayne.
You know, the sheriff doesn't have any real jurisdiction here.
I beg your pardon. I happen to be the highest-ranking law enforcement officer in this part of the state. And this maniac is threatening one of my citizens.
Look, Luther. Dwayne's also a friend. I want him involved.
Sika again. No forced entry. The victims either knew him or he was impersonating someone. Maybe a police officer.
Or maybe he just talked his way in. They were both single ladies after all.
The police report says that victim number 2 telephoned a friend around 11:15 p.m. They talked for about 20 minutes. Killer went online with Kate right about midnight. What kind of stranger talks his way into a woman's house that time of night?
It's not a coincidence his first contact was right after the program aired. He knew exactly where to find me.
Agent Clay. Yeah. Sure, I'll do it right now. Boss wants the video conference.
The boss, you mean?
Hello, Kate.
How are you?
Not too bad. I'm just calling to check up, make sure everything's all right.
As all right as can be under the circumstances. I don't think you know Sheriff Jackson. Dwayne, this is John Grady. He's the head of the FBI serial killer unit.
We were just,
I want you involved in this, Kate.
Let's just make sure we nail this fast.
Haven't lost your edge, have you?
Some things never change.
I guess not. Kate, it's good to see you.
It's good to see you, too. Bye. You know, I'm exhausted. Let's call it a night, huh? I miss you too, Jenny. Yeah,
Miss Sanders, B.J. Connors is here?
he's a friend.
Well, the sheriff said no one passes through.
Sheriff Jackson does not authorize who comes on my property. I do.
But, ma'am, we have strict orders that no one comes...
If you don't let him in, I'll come down there and let him in myself.
Let him through, Pete. Sorry, ma'am, we're just doing our job.
What was that all about?
Some kook's been sending me threatening email. It's just a precaution.
Must be serious.
No, it's nothing.
11. All right, one more. 12. 7. Push it up there. 8.
Detective Whitley, we're conferencing in Detective Brand from Miami. Can you both see and hear me?
I can.
So can I.
I'm here with Kate Sanders. She's going to be involved in the investigation on this end. So, who wants to go first?
I will, since our autopsy just came in. It looks like he grabbed her from behind, slit her throat with his right hand.
Well, if she let him in, it was obviously someone she didn't feel threatened by.
Monica Grayson was 34, a secretary in an insurance company, single with no current boyfriends as far as we can tell.
He's using the same MO as Mitchell Dean Tyler.
That other guy who copycatted the gargoyle?
Yes.
He was executed over a year ago.
Yeah, this guy seems to be inspired by him.
I'd say he's inspired by your writing.
He's an improviser, just like the gargoyle. Both murder weapons came from inside the victims' homes.
He's also meticulous. The knife he used on Monica Grayson was found on the bathroom sink, scrubbed clean. He wiped off all his prints, washed off the blood.
Just like in Miss Sanders' books.
What's your point, Detective?
I'm just stating the facts, ma'am.
Makes you feel any better, I'd be willing to sleep on the couch.
You think I'm afraid of a little thunder? Grady must not have told you much about me.
Well, he only gave me a thumbnail sketch. By the way, how'd you two,
How's your motel anyway?
The beds have those flat foam pillows.
I can lend you a feather pillow.
That's okay. I'll live. Thanks anyway. Good night, Miss Sanders.
Good night.
Hello, Kate. What feels worse? The fear or the guilt?
Claire.
Luther. He's back. He just came on.
He's what?
It's him. Hurry.
I'm on my way.
Keep him online. If I answer your question, will you answer mine?
I'll try.
I feel a deep sadness for these women and their families. Why are you doing this?
You should know. You created me.
My creation is fiction.
Your creation has come to life.
How can I make you stop?
Too late, you brought me into this world. Now you must accept the consequences.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah? He's in Des Moines, Iowa. Come on, guys, get on it. What? You gotta be kidding. We lost.
Luther, look at the pattern.
Looks like he's crossing the country. With each murder, he seems to be getting closer and closer.
To me.
Aren't you gonna let him in? We're up here.
Hey, T, buddy. Hey, you remember me, don't you? Good to see you, buddy. Yeah. How are you? Luther, do you mind giving us a few moments alone, please? The deputy director assigned me to be personally responsible since I was agent in charge last time.
So was it against your will?
No, it wasn't. Is that gonna be a problem?
I don't see why. We're both professionals here. Welcome to my home.
Yeah, Luther said it was a log cabin. It's more like a log mansion. Must have cost a fortune.
Write a bestseller, make a movie deal, get a big advance on your next book. A lot of things become affordable.
I guess so. Sure sure is isolated.
That's why I bought it.
Different lifestyle.
I have a different life. And look at this. Lots of trees, fresh air. I have my work, I have my dog. What else is there? The sheriff's here. I should get to work, huh?
We've been inputting all the crime scene details into our computer. So far, we've only come up with the standard profile. White male, 25 to 40, probably a loner.
He's getting pretty good at getting around without attracting attention.
As soon as we have anything, we will shoot bulletins off to every airport, train station, bus station, every car rental agency between here and Des Moines.
What if he's driving his own car?
With out-of-state plates? Now, I think that's something that would attract attention.
We haven't talked about the media.
Well, nothing's been decided. The one fact we've agreed not to disclose is that he attacks his victims from behind, but otherwise...
Otherwise, imagine the press getting hold of a story of a killer murdering his way across the country.
How about warning folks? He's probably out there sizing up his next victim.
Kate?
Our first priority is to save lives.
Copycats, crank confessions, people will panic.
And what if we say nothing and another woman dies?
Luther's right. There'll be massive complications once the media gets hold of this. I say we hold off for 24 hours and hopefully we will have someone in custody by then.
Okay, so, what's the plan then?
This is Operation Central. We'll run the FBI part of the investigation from this room.
How do we do that exactly?
Well, with this technology, we're as functional as we would be anywhere.
No one else comes on this property except the three of you. It's my house, my rules, I mean it.
Fair enough.
You have reached BJ's phone machine. I'm out right now, but leave me a message and I'll return the call.
BJ, hi, it's Kate. I won't be able to make it tomorrow. Something's come up. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye.
BJ.
He's a friend. Did you want something?
We've got Des Moines on the satellite.
I've never done one of these before.
It's the same as this conference call. We just get to see each other.
Okay, here it is. No forced entry. He grabbed her from behind, strangled her, then cut open a vein in her left wrist.
From behind again.
We sent all our data onto Quantico.
And it'll take them 48 hours to come back with an analysis.
Okay, thanks.
Have we talked to an Adam Slade?
The news magazine correspondent? We were planning to talk to him.
Looks like somebody leaked.
Is he going public?
He's asking Kate for confirmation.
I'll send someone.
No, hold on. I'll just tell Adam I want a video conference. He'll speak to me a lot more openly than he will the FBI. He's a reporter. We speak the same language.
Hello, Kate. You look well considering what I've heard.
What exactly have you heard, Adam?
3 murders, different cities. Killers corresponding with you via the internet and posing as the gargoyle.
The timing of all this coincides with the airing of our interview. Have you or your producers received any threats by phone, fax, mail, anything?
Not that I'm aware of. So, is he leaving the dagger?
The first 2 times he left the word dagger in a foreign language. This last time he drew one.
So he's copycatting Mitchell Dean Tyler.
Tyler was emulating the gargoyle. This one wants us to think that he actually believes he's the gargoyle. We just need a little more time.
We?
There's an investigation being coordinated across 5 states.
Would that investigation include the serial killer unit of the FBI?
You know it does. Make you a deal. Hold off another 24 hours, and I will give you an exclusive interview as soon as he's captured.
Deal. Oh, and Kate, I want you to understand how sorry I am that this happened to you.
It hasn't happened to me. It's happened to 3 innocent women. The only thing that matters from this point on is stopping him. Thanks, Adam.
We know he's very careful in his planning and selection, highly organized.
He has excellent verbal skills, well above average intelligence.
There's something personal in his tone.
You think it's someone who knows you?
A lot of people think they know her. She's a celebrity.
Now, there's a rage, a hostility. It could be a disgruntled reader or some frustrated author who thinks I stole his idea.
I think you may be trying to impose a rational motive on someone who's anything but.
I don't see this guy as a garden variety sociopath. There's more to him than that. I'm trying to understand why he's so fixated on me. If we can solve the why, it can lead us to the who.
What's going on here? All hell's breaking loose. Look, everyone's trying to reach us at once. Kate, here comes a fax for you. From someone named Gloria. She wants to video conference urgently.
Kate!
What's up?
Kate, somebody sent a message out over the internet. He's claiming to be the gargoyle. He's saying that you created him.
I don't get it. What's going on?
That's Alyssa Lane, the last victim. The one in Des Moines.
Why is he doing this?
The killer just went public over millions of computer screens.
Invading your electronic world wasn't enough. Now he's trying to turn the outside world against you. The killer has embarked on a murder spree that once again appears to be inspired by the Gargoyle, fictional creation of author Caitlin Sanders.
And with this latest killing, just one more example about how violence in the media begets violence in real life. And I, for one, hold this writer personally responsible.
Damn it. Right. They traced the internet message to a number in Lincoln, Nebraska. He's crossed another state line.
Hello.
Hi, this is Ed Stevens. Remember me? I'm with the Atlanta Tribune now. I was wondering if I could get a comment.
No, Ed. Not right now.
But I just need to confirm this.
Why the gargoyle?
He wants to deflect attention from his real identity.
It's pretty obvious.
Well, he blames me for something. What about those anti-violence in the media people?
We're working that angle.
Okay, who else?
How about an old boyfriend? Someone who might feel rejected by you.
Well, hasn't been anyone who would fit that description recently.
I'll say this. He certainly doesn't fit any of the profiles we study in CrimPath.
CrimPath?
Criminal pathology. It's a course I teach at the academy. All the top forensic psychologists have studied with me at one time or another.
So you think school's the best place to learn how to catch bad guys, huh?
What'd you make?
Cranberry apple pie. My own recipe.
Well, you always were a creative cook.
Like I said, some things don't change. Ah!
Oh, you okay?
Yeah.
I didn't know you could still...
I still have feeling here.
You do?
Yeah, I can still feel my legs. The only thing they won't do is stand up and walk. Ironic, huh? Coming through.
You
gotta look these fellas in the eye to see what makes them tick.
You only get to see these things case by case. In behavioral science, we take a look at the big picture.
Let me do something. Oh, there you go with that science again. What if science has us barking up the wrong tree?
Sorry, that was my fault. Why don't we just call it a night, huh?
Pie was delicious.
Well, there is something we agree on.
I'll make another one tomorrow.
Luther, can you catch a ride with Dwayne?
You don't mind putting your life in the hands of a hick sheriff, do you?
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
This tension between us is making a tough situation tougher.
Oh, I don't know what you expected here.
Well, I expected we could at least be friendly.
There's no being friendly. It's awkward.
So what do you want to do about it?
I don't know. I feel I had to make a clean break. That was 3 years ago. We're different people.
Yeah, how are you so different?
Please.
Oh, besides cutting yourself off from the rest of the world.
I live this way because I choose to.
What happened to the old Kate? You remember her? Because I sure as hell do.
I moved on to another place.
Where signs say, keep out, don't get close.
What gives you the right to judge me?
Nothing. Except what I thought we had.
It's in the past. I won't live in the past.
Not asking you to live in it. I'm asking you to deal with it. Morning.
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 Good morning.
How you doing?
So did you get any sleep?
A couple hours.
It's more than I had. Clay here. What? Yeah, okay. Tom Rule from the field office in Salt Lake City. He wants the conference.
Well, Highway Patrol just picked up a guy carrying a laptop and a South Florida driver's license. Found 2 speeding tickets on him, one issued in Alabama, one in Iowa. Both correspond with the dates our guy would have been there. Thought you might want to be here for the questioning.
You got a jet standing by and a chopper to take me to the airstrip? I can be there in 2 hours.
What about doing it by satellite? I want to be involved.
Great. You can come along. Okay? Hang on till I get there, Tom. I'm sorry, some things are better done in person.
Good.
Yeah.
Now that Jenny's gone, you need me to do the shopping for you?
No. No, I'm fine. That's okay. Damn it.
Kate, it's all right.
Ah, it's not all right.
What?
Why don't you add this one up? I'll go get us some more tea.
Hello, Kate.
Luther, come here. He's on.
What do you think of your creation now?
All right, he's here. Are we on it? Well, then move. Let's move, guys. Keep him going, Kate. Keep him going.
No, you.
Come on, come on, come on.
You can stop. If you give yourself up, I will help.
He's in Idaho. They're getting it now.
I will keep getting closer until I am face to face with my creator.
Keep him going.
Where you? Damn it.
We lost him. Can you patch the house line into the radio of the nearest police car? Great. We're gonna do it.
Okay, you're patched in.
Deputy, this is Luther Clay, FBI. We just lost contact with the suspect. How far away are you?
I'm at the house now. Luckily, we got the trace through in time. There's no sign of anyone on the street. The lights are on in the house. Okay, I'm at the front door. County Sheriff.
Deputy? Deputy, he could still be in the house. Oh.
Come in. Hi. What's happening?
Well, first off, how you doing?
Hanging in there.
The victim was bludgeoned from behind again. She's out of surgery a couple hours. She's still in a coma, but the doctors think that she's going to pull through.
I had written a sequel if I just left it alone.
Don't do that to yourself.
What if my writing did trigger all this? Then he's right. I have these women's blood on my hands.
John, we just got a call from the hospital. The victim still shows vital signs, but she's brain dead.
Don't. I want to be alone right now. Dwayne.
This book here is pretty damn scary.
What part are you at?
Right where he calls the newspaper guy.
Oh, yeah.
Kate, this time we got him.
Every law enforcement agency in these 3 states has been put on alert. We have checkpoints on all the interstates. We've doubled the patrols on all the secondary roads. We're running a computer simulation to determine all possible travel routes. We've been working with the airlines on a domestic tracking system. We can link right into the computer and we can track any passenger in a matter of seconds.
How's that work?
Well, you input the full name, a begin and end date, and then hit search.
This is my agent. She should be in Los Angeles.
We've been inputting names of all known offenders not currently incarcerated, their aliases, people have sent you fan mail. Anybody you've had contact with in the past 5 years.
Yeah. Dwayne was just reading the first Gargoyle. It reminded me of something. His obsession with publicity. What if I do another interview with Adam Slade? I make a direct appeal to the killer, plead with him to stop. I'd be throwing the ball in his court. He'd have to respond.
No, it'll look like law enforcement's not doing its job, like we're not confident that we can stop him.
Which could cause a bigger panic.
Nothing else is working. We might have to take that risk.
No. It'll look like we're desperate.
There are 3 women dead. 1 in a coma. Not a single suspect. We are desperate.
She was such a sweet, caring woman. I hope that writer person thinks long and hard about what she's caused here.
Going somewhere?
Yeah. I need to get some air.
Hi, this is Adam Slade. You've reached my pager. Punch in your number and I'll return the call promptly.
Yeah, I'm still here. Go ahead.
Hello?
Kate, it's Adam.
You're quick.
At this point, I'd return your call before the head of the networks.
Don't I feel special? Listen, I want to run an idea by you. The FBI is not keen on this. What do you think about doing another interview for immediate broadcast?
I love it so far.
Yeah? I think we should do something provocative, something that will draw him out.
Kate? What? Kate, what is it? Is something wrong?
John!
You're Caitlin Sanders. You created the gargoyle.
Get on the ground! Now! Get down!
Face down on the ground. Don't move. Cover up. Don't move. I wasn't gonna hurt anybody, I swear. I swear.
All right. Take him inside. Come on.
So you willingly waive your right to have an attorney present?
Look, man, I've been out there all day. I just wanted her to sign my books. Me and my friends were charter members of the Gargoyle fan club. He's our hero.
How'd you find out where she lives?
I hacked my way into the user lists of the online services. The Americanet had all the information on her right there. It was easy.
It was easy?
Find anything you want on the net. Just gotta know where to look.
Maybe we should have him on the case.
See what you can do to move her out of there.
That'll be the hard part.
Well, if you'd like, I'll talk to her.
Let me talk to her first. Thanks.
Okay.
I have a 2-word response. No way.
Now, hold on.
No, you hold on. How could I be any safer than I am right here?
We'll move you to another remote location.
You want me to go into hiding? For how long? Until he's caught? What if he's never caught? You just keep moving me from one place to another? I don't think so.
You're vulnerable here.
I'm vulnerable anywhere, damn it. At least here, I'm in my own element. I can defend myself here.
You may not have a choice.
You try moving me, and I will have my attorney go to court to get a restraining order.
John, Kate, he's coming online.
Hello, Kate. More blood spilled. This time closer to home. Much closer.
killer's tactics have taken a dramatic shift. His latest victim is a young college student that Kate Sanders knew herself. He has also crossed the Washington state line, which brings him within a few hundred miles of the author's house. University officials have postponed classes while a campus mourns the loss of this young woman, who is just beginning her first semester of her college career. Back to you, sir.
Every square foot is now covered by a camera or a motion sensor. No one comes on this property without her knowing it. Now, if the perimeter is breached, all she's got to do is hit the switch, and the entire house goes into a lockdown mode. Every point of entry is instantly secured. You need a tank to get in here.
Kate? Kate? Kate! When you didn't answer,
Everything okay? Well, then I think I'll take a walk.
I wish there was something I could do.
Find him. Find him and make him suffer.
Look, Kate,
I don't want your sympathy.
Because you're too strong or because you're afraid to depend on it?
She was a good friend. She had her whole life ahead of her. Just go. Go. I want all of you to go.
She blew a fuse. Locked herself in. Won't answer the door or the phone. You're wasting your time.
You know, in my job, you get to be a real student of human nature. And I gotta say, I think you're one brave lady.
Yeah. Maybe I'm just good at faking it.
I don't think so. But I do have one piece of advice for you.
As a student of human nature?
Sometimes it's easier to ride the current than it is to fight your way upstream.
You too. You want me to leave?
No, not that. I think it's great you're making a stand. I'm talking on a more personal level.
Maybe I should let Luther in before he wears out those shoes.
God forbid he has to buy a new pair of wingtips. I don't think there's a Brooks Brothers within 100 miles of here.
Gin.
Oh. The cards are marked, right? Funny. You work close with a guy, don't know anything about his personal life, and then one day, bam, you get this big insight. Here's a guy, good looking, smart, great sense of humor, no girlfriends. And everywhere we go, women are always hitting on him, but it's like they're not even there. So I figured he's just a workaholic, but now I know the truth. Cut.
Excuse me.
Well, I'm gonna go and get some sleep. Whatever you do, don't let her talk you into playing gin. See you, John.
Night, Luther.
I know I've been a royal pain in the butt, and you don't deserve that. Let me finish. The truth is that seeing you again has brought back a lot of memories, and it's been painful.
Yeah, for me too.
We can't go back.
I don't want to go back. I want to go forward. But we can't until tell me what happened that night.
You know what happened.
Oh, I read the police report, but I never heard it from you. You never talked about it. All communication just stopped.
I was in shock.
Well, what about now? You're not in shock now. Trust me, I'm not gonna hurt you.
I didn't know he'd been stalking me. He was watching me for days. He knew my whole routine. Somehow he managed to get inside. And he was there, waiting for me. He grabbed me. And I just ran. I ran up the stairs and then there was nowhere else to go. I had no choice, and I jumped. I was so scared. I thought I was dead that night.
You made the right choice, Kate. You survived.
Part of me survived.
All right. You're a different person now. You don't need anybody. You built these walls so you shut everybody out. It's not because you're being brave. It's because you're afraid to let anybody in.
That's enough.
You've got to hear this. You've got to face what this is about. Fear.
I have every right to be afraid. I have every right to be in fear.
You're hiding, Kate. It's not from the outside world. It's from yourself. Get on with your life. Let the people that love you help you. Let me help you.
I'm trying. It's hard. It's so hard.
It's okay.
Never thought I'd feel like that night.
What night?
The night we made love under the stars.
It's Grady, special agent in charge.
Sure looks in charge to me.
All right, show's over. Everybody back to your positions.
Sorry, guys, hold up. False alarm.
Is this okay? You sure? Yeah? You gone? Yeah. Okay.
Morning.
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 Morning. I'm gonna go to the motel. Yeah.
Morning. Anyone for breakfast? I'm famished.
So basically, we're no closer than when we started.
Someone's closer. A lot closer. What are we missing?
The only consistent pattern is he picks single women and he attacks them from behind.
Maybe we should be looking for someone with a degree in crim path.
Good night.
Good night, Kate.
Good night.
If you need me to stay.
I'd love you to stay, but I know you shouldn't.
Yeah.
Can't take your call right now. I'll leave a message and I'll get back to you.
Hi, Kate, it's Adam. Hadn't heard back from you. We never did get to finish our conversation. About the interview.
Hello.
There you are. Well, how about it? If you ask me, I think the FBI is fighting a losing battle. They're not going to catch this guy before.
Before what?
It just seems like he's too swift for them. Look, I'm only an hour away.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it. Just you, though.
Just me.
Okay. Adam P. Slade.
Hey?
In here. Hello, Adam.
Okay. What's this?
It's a graphic showing all the places you've flown and the cars you've rented in the last 2 weeks. You've really been on the go.
I've been chasing the story all over the country.
Based on this data, looks like the story's been chasing you. This report shows that you've been in every city where the murders were committed, when the murders were committed. That's what had us stumped. How was he getting inside? What was his disguise? The guy on the news. The handsome one reporting on the manhunt of the diabolical serial killer. Those women were probably flattered to have you show up at their doors. You knew how to reach me by computer. When you were stopped at the airport or the checkpoints, you just flashed your press badge, right? When you had to have your computer to file your reports. The thing I don't understand is why. To get an exclusive on a big story? Tell me there's more to it than that.
You've got the wrong guy, Kate. I may be a lot of things, but I'm not a killer. And that's all I'm gonna say until I talk to my lawyer, because I know you'd never be caught unprepared.
You're under arrest, Mr. Slade. Now be a good fella and put your hands behind your back.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the next flight out. All right, bye. Grady led a search of Slade's apartment in New York. Apparently, they found all kinds of material on serial killers. Clippings, photos, videotapes. And this guy was obsessed by them. What's bothering you, Kate?
He doesn't fit the profile. Serial killers don't murder to advance their careers. They murder because they can't resist the impulse.
Yeah, but we don't know enough about him yet. We've only just begun to scratch the surface.
Yeah. Well, look who came to say goodbye. Hey, Dwayne.
Hi. All right. I didn't want you to leave thinking there was any hard feelings.
Well, you know, Sheriff, I actually developed a real appreciation of how you run things up here.
Well, maybe you can pass that on when you get back to D.C. We can always use some more government money out here.
Believe me, so could we.
You need a ride to the airport?
Well, if it's not too much trouble.
No trouble at all. Gotta leave the FBI with a good impression, huh?
Of course.
You know, I gotta admit, I've always had a low opinion of the feds, but Luther, you're all right.
You're not so bad yourself, Dwayne.
That's just the most bizarre thing I've ever heard. How are things going with your FBI agent?
He's not my FBI agent, but things are good.
Hey, why don't the two of you come to New York for a visit? I finally got that access ramp put in the house. It's very romantic here in the fall, Kate.
I'll give it some thought. I better sign off now. Bye, Gloria.
Yeah.
Wheelchair access.
Hi, Kate.
You know, it's not really over because we still have to go through the trial. And, there's not a lot of hard evidence linking him to any of the crime scenes.
Well, the gargoyle always covered his tracks. That's the way you wrote him. Good.
And, the thing about Adam Slade, I mean, he had the perfect disguise. I let him into my home.
No, you're just lucky you didn't turn your back on him. Okay, come on. Let's see what you got. 6 more. There you go. Good. 2. Yeah. 3. Push it. That's good. 4. 5. Yep. Push it. Good job. Good work. Good job. You did that all on your own. Good job. Very good. What?
Nothing. I'm gonna go fill this.
Hello, Kate. I never wanted you to find out. But now, it's all over. BJ?
Kate!
Kate, it wasn't supposed to be this way. All I wanted was for you to need me.
BJ, you're my friend.
No. First, I was a fan, like everyone else. Then I heard about your accident. I thought if I could train you, teach you how to adapt, then you could depend on me and fall in love with me. You only saw me as your trainer, No matter what I did, I just couldn't crack that shell of yours. So I got desperate, Kate. When I saw Adam Slade, I realized he'd be the perfect fall guy. It was just a matter of dropping crumbs and letting them follow. Kate, I had to do something that would turn the world against you. Something so emotionally devastating, it would force you into needing me. Kate, no, don't! I did all this for you, Kate. You'll never love me, will you?
It's under our nose the whole time. Kept his own plane at the local airport.
Thanks, Dwayne.
Gargoyle's finally dead. John, I don't want to stay here tonight. Could you take me somewhere?
Where?
Anywhere.
Take care, Kate.